Hi Leute und willkommen zurück mit das Marius Let's Play und wir sind hier in Greedfall mal wieder unterwegs. Und zwar Ärger im Eden machen wir jetzt. Muss ich hier mal gucken? Ah ja. Gut, dann müssen wir davon allerdings abbiegen und dann gehen wir da auch jetzt hin. Ups, es laufen ja noch keine Bäume. Ja, da wollen wir mal ein bisschen hier weiterlaufen. Es macht wieder ein bisschen mehr Spaß als in den letzten paar Wochen davor. Oh nein, wenn ich das mal höre, dann heißt es wieder, dass wir hier kämpfen. Das ist das Blöde, wenn die Mama, wenn die manchmal von hinten angreifen. Das habe ich total versprochen. Hier geht der Pass hoch. Ich war in vielen Gebieten noch gar nicht, um mich da ein bisschen umzuschauen. Deswegen ist das hier auch wieder ein neues Gebiet. Hä? Wo denn? So. Leben wir noch so einen Baum. Also ist der so extra gekennzeichnet? Okay. Oh, guck mal, das ist ein Lager. Hätte ich jetzt nicht erwartet. Was haben wir denn hier? Wie kommt man da hoch? Hier ist rechts rum. Macht der ja dran, aber das macht nichts. Oh, ich ist in die andere Richtung gesollt. Aber da ist doch gar nichts. Na, ist egal. Schauen wir uns mal ein bisschen um. Unten haben wir das Lager. Hier gehen wir durch das Haupttor. Hier haben wir schon wieder Kontrakte, Verträge.
What an astounding place.
Das lese ich mir alles später mal durch.
My mother told me about this place. She said that the village was devoured by the houses of the sons. How could their chief accept this?
All that's left to do is find Father Justinius.
Ah, guck mal, ein altes Lager wurde wohl anscheinend überrannt. Davon hat sie jetzt gerade irgendwas gesagt, aber so richtig verstanden habe ich es nicht. Wollen wir mit ihm sprechen?
Hello. I am Lair, the village leader. Well, I was the leader of this village.
Hello. De Sardet. I'm the legate of the merchant congregation.
There are Onolmenawi among the Logead Blau. I did not know that. What do you want from me?
I have to go.
Gar nichts. Kommt bestimmt später.
Welcome to Eden, the lighthouse of faith, harmony, and civilization in these wild lands.
Thank you. De Sardet. I am the legate of the merchant congregation.
And I am Father Justinius. Delighted. And what may I do for you?
The Mother Cardinal has asked me to investigate the theft of these tablets you discovered.
That's excellent news. The loss of the tablets is a catastrophe. We have to find them at all costs. If you want to learn more about these tablets, you should go ask Sister Eugenia. She supervises the theologians who discovered them, and were also guarding them. You should find her a bit further in the village, with her colleagues.
Who are the suspects of this theft?
The heretical brutes of the village of Vedlug most likely had a hand in this. They must have wanted to please the demons they worship by stealing the holy word from us.
How could they have learned of the tablet's existence?
Perhaps the demons are giving them this power. Unless one of the natives living in the village innocently mentioned them. They are so naive. Either way, I am certain that the heretics are involved in this matter.
I must leave you.
May the Enlight...
I wondered how my people could accept the priests settling in their home like this.
It all seems a bit too convenient. If we find out some information about the history of Eden, maybe we'll change our view on things. The theft of the relic is probably not a coincidence.
Ich hätte nicht erwartet, dass hier so ein großer Ort ist. Wie komme ich denn da hin?
Hello. The Mother Cardinal asked me to help you find the tablets that were stolen. Can I ask you some questions?
Of course. But hurry, I have a lot to do.
I talked to Father Justinius. He told me that you were supervising the theologians here.
Indeed. It is under my supervision that the research on Saint Matthias is conducted.
Whom do you suspect of being the thief?
Alas. I'm afraid there are many suspects. These tablets are priceless relics. Some settlers may have fallen prey to the lure of profit. The heretical natives of Vedlug may have wanted to take them away from us. Or it could have been vengeance by those who had to leave the village.
Where were the tablets the night they were stolen?
We were keeping them in one of the village's shacks. We intended to bring them to San Matthias later. But first, we wanted to examine them in order to obtain as much information as possible. You can go and take a look in the shack if you want to. But I couldn't find any traces of forced entry.
I imagine that someone was keeping watch over them.
Of course, we took turns guarding the shack. But some of us can't have taken the task that seriously. If I remember correctly, it was Brother Virgil who was guarding them that night.
Well, thank you for these pieces of information.
I am the one who should be thanking you. Especially if you managed to retrieve the tablets for us.
The Mother Cardinal told me that this village... Are you one of the theologians?
Yes, and then I...
Also das klicke ich jetzt mal durch.
What was the...
Das ist für mich jetzt nicht so
Were
interessant.
there any... Thank you. Thank you. I will let you... Greetings. De Sardet. I'm handling the investigation into the theft of the tablets. Sister Eugenia told me to talk to you.
I'm Brother Virgil. What would you like to know?
According to your colleague, you were the one in charge of guarding the tablets on the night of the theft. Is that right?
Indeed.
Do you suspect anyone in particular?
Not really. What I can tell you for sure is it is not one of us.
Well, Sister Eugenia did tell me that the tablets were priceless.
Of course. But our motivation is not the lure of profit. All that matters to us is their value as proof, not the money we could make out of them.
What can you tell me about that night? Did you hear or see anything?
No, nothing in particular. The night was quiet, and then the morning after, we saw they were gone.
Someone had to enter the shack to steal the tablets. How did that happen?
I have no idea. The door was closed in the morning, and the lock was intact.
Do you think the culprit could be a native?
Well, since none of us did it, it seems obvious. There aren't many other settlers around here, and the natives knew of the existence of these tablets before we found them. They were attached to them too, in their own way.
They are the ones who led you to them.
Well, we conducted the research, but they helped us find where they were hidden. Some inhabitants of the village are still giving us a hand with our work.
Well, thank you. I will investigate where the theft took place.
As you wish. But you won't find anything there. There were witnesses to the discovery of these tablets. We have all the proof.
What do you mean?
Now we can prove Saint Matthias lived here. Our actions on this island are just to keep rummaging the way Sister...
I will leave you to your... Do you have any ideas about who stole the tablet?
Some of the village savages helped us during the search. Perhaps they are behind all of this. There was a particular woman who seemed to want us to be there. I don't remember her name.
Hello, brother.
Oh,
Have you been in Eden for a long time?
2 months, approximately. Back then, there were still some pagan natives in the village. I joined Sister Eugenia's team with some of my colleagues, so we could give them a fresh outlook on things. We arrived straight from Ptolemy, hoping to study some new texts. But once we were here, I understood that my real mission was with the islanders. We must bring the light to this island.
How are your relations with the natives?
When I arrived, we were still trying to obtain information from them about Saint Matthias, but they were very reluctant to give us any answers. We were also trying to educate them. Our attempts eventually made some of the inhabitants of the village react badly. Most stubborn against our teachings, the warriors, and the marked. The ones the natives call the Onomanawi. They eventually left, and it has proved nothing but a blessing for us. I would like to go back to work now, if you don't mind.
Of course. I will leave you to... There's only one entrance, and the door shows no evidence of a break-in.
This priest, Virgil, said that the night was calm. So calm that he probably fell asleep. So, the thieves only had to take the key from him.
It's very likely that that's what happened, but someone must have informed them. It can't be a coincidence that they decided to steal it during the watch of the only neglectful guard.
You think that the one who told them is in this village?
We know that this theft could be an act of vengeance by the natives who were forced to leave here. They must still have allies in the village. Family or friends. We should go talk to the chief of the natives. He will certainly know who's close to the exiles, and enough about the researchers to inform them.
Versuchen wir das nochmal. So, hier geht's nicht weiter. Ich bin jetzt gleich vorne. Man sieht aber so aus, als ob man da reinplatzen würde, so. Ja, hi, hier bin ich erstmal, ne?
You have returned on Manawi. Do you need something else?
I have heard a lot of things about this village of Eden, but I'd like to hear your version.
I'm not sure I have the answers to all of your questions, but I'll try.
Tell me about the arrival of the people of Thélème and how you received them.
The priests were roaming around the village. They were saying that it was the place where their saint had lived. They were asking questions, talking about the Lloyd and all these things. One morning they were building houses next to ours. And we had new neighbors.
The priests told me that they had managed to convert you. How did that happen?
As long as we refused to listen to them, they were violent, and they destroyed some of our sanctuaries. So we let them talk. And now that they think that we love their god, they leave us alone. Some of the things they say are beautiful, and their magic is impressive. But we do not forget our spirits.
One of the theologians told me that you had helped them in their research.
They wanted to find tracks of the old sage, of the one they call Saint Matthäus, and they were rummaging through everything. Our Donegad did not want to tell them anything, because the old sage is sacred here. But since they violently interrogated everyone, I thought it wise to guide them to the place where the stones were.
What happened to your warriors? Why did they have to leave the village?
They did not accept the presence of the priests and their questions. They tried to retake the village. They even asked Deirdre, the chief of Vedlug, for her help. So, the priests called the Soul Lasser, the Burning Suns, and they killed many of them. I asked for peace, and the others left us. They wanted to join Vedlug. Perhaps they have done so.
Aren't you angry after all that happened?
No. I mourn those who died, of course, and the Vorstyrent. But this village may be our opportunity.
Your opportunity for what?
For the Renaigse to understand who we are. Not savages, nor monsters, but men, perhaps wiser than they are.
I have to go.
Okay.
Lord.
Also, ich glaube nicht, dass er das gestohlen hat. Wer dann?
Renaigse.
Okay. Keine freundliche. Aber wer hat's dann gestohlen? Vielleicht der Wachmann selber.
Father,
I'm glad to see you, my child. What can I do for you?
tell me about how you created this village.
We did not create it from the ground up.
Okay, also springe ich mal.
Why share? How well left? And how well
But the perfect harmony takes time, my child. I have no doubt that one day, but in the noble...
I must leave you.
May...
I knew that the story would be more complex than we'd been told.
The priests separated this village into two parts. The exiles must be broken-hearted, having left their clan behind.
Had they been wiser and accepted their new neighbors, they'd never have been forced to leave.
Either way, the resentment here is strong enough for a theft to occur.
Hat er gelogen oder was? So, die Quest kann jetzt wieder einen auf den Keks gehen.
You have returned on Almanawi. Do you need something?
I think I know who stole the tablets.
Really?
I believe those who were exiled from your village seek vengeance because the missionaries forced them to leave. They must have taken the tablets with the help of someone else who stayed here.
You may be right, but you may also be wrong.
You do well to tell me what you know. Once the priests have reached the same conclusions as I have, how do you think they will interrogate you?
You're probably right. The Inquisitors would come back, and my people would suffer. I do not want to break the peace that I did all I could to make. I think the name of the woman you are looking for is Vindwal. She helps the priests who seek the old sage.
If she's helping the priests, why would she betray them now?
Her son is one of the warriors who had to leave the village. He is filled with anger and fury. If you go talk to her, please, do not hurt her. She is but a mother who acted according to her son's wishes.
I have no intention of hurting her. But things may not be so simple when it comes to her son. I have to go.
Das wird immer kompliziert und verzwickt da.
Greetings. Are you Vindwal?
Bertir Tumad. Yes, that is me. What do you want?
What can you tell me about Lair, your former leader?
He is a man of peace. Some people dislike him, not me. Everything he did to save the village. But I think the Mind Shakers made him forget what we are. He almost speaks like them now.
Listen, I know you helped the exiles to steal the tablets of St. Matthias.
No, this is not true. It wasn't me.
There's no point in denying it. I know you did it for your son who had to leave the village.
If you know that, then you know that I don't have the tablets. So what do you want from me?
Tell me where the exiles are. I must retrieve these tablets.
You're asking me to betray my son. Promise me that you won't hurt him.
I promise. But if he reacts violently, I'll have to defend myself.
Then I hope he'll be reasonable. Bran and the others are hiding in the woods, beyond the circle of stone.
Thank you, Vindwal.
Okay, also schon mal, wo wir hinlaufen müssen. Endlich wird es ein bisschen spannender. Ich hoffe, er greift dich an. Weil eigentlich möchte ich ihn nicht umbringen. Ach, da oben hoch. Kann ich von hier aus überhaupt da hoch? Mal schauen. Ach, das ist genau gesagt, hinterm Steinkreis, ne? Da soll auch noch irgendwas sein. Ich geh mal runter. Ah, ein Lager. Was ist das denn hier? Ach so, dann kommen wir da hinten zum Sumpf. Ah. Da waren wir schon mal, glaube ich, in dem Sumpfgebiet, genau, ja. Jetzt gehen wir mal zu Brand, sagst du? Brand heißt die so, ne? Ich hoffe einfach mal, dass er einfach mal ein bisschen die Waffen ein bisschen stecken lässt.
Here's the place that Vindwal indicated. The exiles must be near.
These people have been banished already. There's no need to
Oh Gott, hier liegen ja tausend
Let's
von
try
Pfeilen.
not to fight them.
Don't worry, we'll be discreet.
Remember that we were told the area on the left was a trap. It would be smarter to take the other path.
There, we found them. Now all that's left to do is return to Eden.
Ach so, wahrscheinlich sind da, stehen die. Und wir mussten jetzt den rechten Weg nehmen, weil wir da ja die Fallen haben. Die somit ausweichen können. Beziehungsweise nicht provozieren und dann. Somit konnten wir den Kampf jetzt entgehen und sie nicht provozieren. Und mussten sie dementsprechend nicht töten.
What are you doing here?
I was worried for my son. I wanted to make sure that everything was fine.
I think so. I managed to retrieve the tablets discreetly.
I am glad to hear that you managed to retrieve them. I will go talk to my son now. He needs to stop seeking revenge and find a new clan.
That would indeed be wiser. Vengeance has no positive repercussions.
Nur wir wollten ja nicht angreifen. So konnten wir wenigstens die Tafeln zurückzuholen, ohne irgendwie Schmerz und Leid zu bringen. Ja, ein kleines witziges Video, würde ich mal sagen. Auch wenn es relativ eintönig ist. Gucken, was wir dafür kriegen. Oh, wir müssen noch da anfangen.
I retrieved your relics.
Thank you. Thank you immensely. Thanks to them, we will be able to continue our research on St. Matthias.
I am curious to know who is responsible for this theft. The culprit must be brought to justice.
I do not want to point the finger at anyone. You have your relics back, and that's the only thing that matters.
Your indulgence honors you. But how can we be certain that these thieves will not strike again if they are not punished?
A good start would be to keep a better watch on the priceless treasures that you find.
Had you respected this village, you would not have to look for a culprit. You settled here without even asking those who lived here for their opinion on the matter. Instead of talking about harmony, start taking action to really make it happen.
But that is precisely what we desire more than anything. We may have been a bit clumsy in the beginning, but we'll make sure to improve things in the future. You really were a great help. I would be most grateful if you agreed to continue helping us.
I might come back at some point, but alas, I am very busy.
Naturally. Either way, We are certainly capable of continuing our research without you.
Actually, I must go back to my work. Our next expedition must depart as soon as possible.
Your next expedition?
Our brave researchers must continue to follow the tracks of our founder on this island. In the meantime, here, take this as a token of gratitude for the help you gave us.
Thank you. I hope your expedition will be a success.
Okay, jetzt sollen wir warten. Verteilen wir doch mal ein paar Talentpunkte. Punkte die sogar noch. So, was machen wir hier? Hier ist es immer schwierig zu entscheiden. Weil ich das einfach öfters brauche. So, jetzt mal 24 Stunden warten. Ich sag jetzt einfach mal, ich beende dieses Video erstmal fürs Erste und wir sehen uns dann nachher wieder nach 24 Stunden. Und vielen Dank fürs Zusehen. Hinterlasst mal ein Like, ein Abo oder einen Kommentar. Und bis dahin erstmal tschüss.